Hello, everyone, and welcome to Molehill Mountain, episode 407. Andrew here with a special announcement. I have hit 12,000 subscribers on YouTube. Yay, round numbers. So, let me walk you through your bedroom is 95 degrees. Get out of your bedroom! You'll die! Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, I don't have air conditioning, I just have fans. Oh, I do have you can see it right there. That's an air conditioner, but when they redid when they replaced the windows in the sliding glass door that leads out onto the porch, the window actually goes the other direction. It opens on the other side. So, it's my workstation is in the way, and it's kind of impossible to get the hose that leads from the back of that unit to the window because my whole table and work setup over there is in the way. So, not ideal, but yeah, what are you gonna do? All right, so quick history of my career on YouTube. I started tubing the U's in July of 2011. That's when I pretty much knocked it out of the park and had my 15 minutes of fame right at the start with Nintendo. Why won't you let me give you more money? I had that idea. That was around the time of the, colloquially known as the Project Rainfall games. And I just had that idea for the video, and I wrote it and I rehearsed it, and I said, you know what, I could make a video like all the cool kids. So I did. Not expecting anything, because, I had no following, I had no subscribers, it was just something to do, and I thought it turned out well, and I posted it, except the sound is terrible because I recorded it on my work laptop, and I really wish I could just master that audio and replace it, but YouTube has never allowed you to replace the audio of your video. Not in the sense that, I mean, you can replace it with, like, its library of music, right? But you can't like record a new soundtrack for your video and upload it and replace the existing one. That's just not something that's ever been on offer, at least so far as I'm aware. Because, I mean, the sound of that, it's a cool video. I think it works out really well. It's just the sound is such garbage. Not really anything I can do about that, though. So I uploaded that video, and by the end of the night, I had 97 views. I was like, how the hell did that? How did anyone even find this? And I went to bed, I got up in the morning, and I had 300 emails. Because I had the notifications, well, the notifications were all at the time at least, defaulted to sending you an email every time someone likes or subscribes or posts a comment. And so I had, 300 emails for likes, subscribes, and comments the following morning. I was like, oh, how about that? So that video did quite well. It's something that people still remember, which I think is kind of funny. And I was like, oh, well, this is neat. So I kept making videos. And by the following October, this was July, remember, I had 1,000 subscribers. I kept it up, and at the time I was working technical support for a company, and my job allowed me to it was answer the phone and answer emails. Well, if the phone ain't ringing and there's nothing new in the email box, you can do whatever you want. So I was able to just play around with the video scripts and stuff. I don't have that luxury these days, but that's how, at the time I was doing like 2 full scripted videos a month, something like that. Now I don't often do scripted video because it just takes a long time. But, I do have a podcast and game streams and, reaction videos, which tend to be popular by the standards of my channel at least. So, a couple months, 1,000 subscribers, and my channel experienced fairly steady growth. Um, Not insane growth, but 6 years later, January 2017, I hit 10,000 subscribers, and I did a little celebration spectacular. I did a celebration for 1,000 subscribers too, and I thought, I'll do. If I do one for 100,000, I'll never have to do another celebration spectacular again, and that seems to be holding true. By January 2017, or I'm sorry, June 2017, so half a year later, I hit 11,300 and some subscribers. And then my channel growth stopped. Didn't slow down, didn't taper off. It stopped. And it stayed that way for about 5 years until 2022, I believe, when I did my first Eurovision reaction video. So I had 11,330 some odd subscribers for about 5 years. So 6 years it took me to build 11,300 subscribers, and then my net gain was 0 for like 5 years. Then I did the Eurovision reaction video, which actually did quite well, and my numbers started very slowly climbing up again. And it took a further 3 years to hit 12,000 subscribers. So, yay me. Now, that's kind of weird that my channel growth just completely stopped for 5 years and then never recovered. But I'm sure it's not due to any shenanigans on YouTube's part. So anyway, happy 12,000 subscribers. I can relax and not worry about what I'm going to do for 100,000 subscriber celebration spectacular, because I don't think we're ever getting there. But that's fine, because the nice thing about having a small channel is it's a lot more personal. I can actually interact. I can read the entire chat. It's not like scrolling so fast that I can't see anything. I can read even when I have a video that does quite well, like I just did the reaction video to Voice Play's cover of Be Prepared. And that has like 1,400 views, which is not much, considering I have 12,000 subscribers. I looked at the stats. Most of those views came from people who are not subscribed to my channel. So the overwhelmingly vast majority of the people who actually subscribe to my channel do not watch my videos. I imagine a large part of it is they don't know that they're there. Yeah, I actually have 12,040 subscribers now, because that video did pretty well by my standards. Really the only thing that I don't need to be famous. I don't want to be famous. I don't need a huge audience. My desire is that everyone who wants to see what I do has that opportunity. Whether it's 5 people or no people or 12,000, And my feeling, bolstered by evidence, for example, like on average twice a month, I hear from people. It's like, oh my God, you're still making videos. I remember you from, and they'll name a video that I did 10 years ago. And it's like, yeah, I never stopped making videos. I didn't go on hiatus. I didn't change channels. You just stopped getting notified, I think. That bothers me. It bothers me that there's someone or someones out there who are like, oh, Andrew's stuff is cool. I want to see that. Subscribe, ring bell thing. And then they're like, oh, well, he's not. Well, I guess he stops doing stuff. That bothers me. Oh well. Still fun to do the things I do. So this week I was being very lazy and just watched TV. I saw the trailer for the sequel to Wicked, which I've heard several of the songs from, but I never saw it on stage. I never saw a recording of the stage performance. I didn't see the movie. I'm probably not going to bother until the sequels. I actually just looked up the first movie, and it's 2 hours and 40 minutes, and that's just part one. It's like, oh, they took the whole thing and they split it in half. I'm like, oh, okay. Wait a minute, the first part is 2 hours and 40 minutes? Wow, how long is the stage show? Good gracious. That's a bladder buster right there. I was like, you know what? Before I see the movie, or, a recording of the stage show, I should read the book. And then I thought, you know what? Before I read the book, I should read Baum's original Wizard of Oz. I've seen the movie, the Julie Garland one, but I never actually read the original book. I know there's like 16 of those damn things, but I'm kind of curious. I've never actually read them. I don't know anyone who has, honestly, so I don't even know if they're like really good. They're like classics of literature, or if everyone's like, oh no, they suck. The movie's good, but the books are terrible. No idea. Jared said, you stop getting notified if you don't watch the channel. Oh, so if you, so if I, that's, yeah, that's something that can happen. And that's one thing that's dangerous for YouTubers, is if you do a variety of things, which is kind of my thing. If I do something, I rarely ever repeat myself. Like, although I've done several Eurovision reaction videos, so that's kind of a format thing. But I never had a actual this is my show, right? So viewers could be like, oh, I saw the Nintendo one, I saw the next one, and then the next one was like, that one's not for me. I don't care about Zelda or whatever the hell I was talking about. And then YouTube says, oh, you don't want to ever see anything from this guy ever again. Which, no. And sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes it's just like, oh, the video's 20 minutes long. I have to go to work. I'm eating lunch. I need to go to the bathroom. And then you forget. And then sometimes you watch one video on YouTube, and then YouTube says, this is the only channel you ever want to watch from here on out. Remember last week when I watched a kill count video from Dead Meat? And then I took a picture of this and I put it on the social medias. My entire recommends was nothing but Dead Meat kill count videos. Literally dozens and dozens. I was like, I watched one! What the hell? Oh, you read them, Chaos? Okay. I actually, my library does have them, so I can get them. I don't know if it has all of them. It does have the first one at least. It has a couple of them, so I don't know what order they go in, but I know they have the first one. So maybe I'll read that at some point. I mean, the second movie isn't even out yet, so plenty of time. So I was instead of reading, I was just kind of watching a lot of TV this week, and the new Disney Marvel TV show came out. This one's Ironheart, and the first 3 episodes premiered, and I watched them, and they're fine. I really like the. This feels like I'm damning with faint praise, but I'll probably talk more about my thoughts on the show once it's over. But I really like the title cards, the diegetic title cards. The show opens with Riri getting kicked out of Riri Williams is the Ironheart herself. She's the protagonist of that series. And she's schooling at MIT where she's building an Iron Man-like suit, and they expel her because she's basically doing everyone else's homework and projects for money so that she can buy shit to build her suit with. And they're like, no, you can't do that. Out you go. So she takes her iron suit and she flies home. But while the suit belongs to her because she paid for it, the AI that runs the suit is actually the property of MIT. So once they close her school account, she no longer has access to it. So she just falls out of the damn sky and lands in the street. Makes a huge friggin' hole in the asphalt and the camera pans up, and she's just kind of lying there in the street, and it pans up, and the marks that she made in the asphalt as she hit the ground and bounced spells out Ironheart, and that's the title card for the first episode. I'm like, that's pretty good. I like that. And so I got a kick out of the imaginative ways they diegetically included the name of the show in the opening scenes. That's a small part. That's not like, oh, this show sucks, but at least this thing was fine. No, the show's fine so far. It's kind of a mixed bag. There's a lot of things I really like, and a couple things I don't think are working quite as well as they could, and a few things where it's like, well, kind of depends on where the show goes as to how I'm going to feel like this. But, overall, it was an easy sit for me. But what I really wanted to talk about, Jared says, I know you as the guy with some off-the-wall takes and Sunday stream guy. There you go. So what I really wanted to talk about was Madisynn. Because Madisynn, if you don't know, she was a one-off character in one episode of one of the Marvel television series, specifically She-Hulk. There's an episode where Madisynn is just some random woman who accidentally stumbles through a portal and goes on an adventure in hell. She's at a magic show, and the magician actually does magic, and she accidentally steps through a portal to hell. She's fine. She was drunk. She didn't really even know that she was in danger. But she ends up, the magician ends up being sued or something, so she's like a character, she's a witness at the trial, and she's like, oh, well, I was in hell, and I made a deal with some demon named Jake, and she's my favorite character in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's a goddamn crime that she's she's only in that one episode. Although she does get name dropped in one of I think the very final What If episode, where the Watcher is talking to the rest of the Watchers, and they're like, you keep interfering with stuff. You did this thing, and this thing, and this thing with this gal named Madisynn, with a Y. And it's like, Madisynn lives. I think, and get ready for one of my off-the-wall takes, Jared, I think that Madisynn should be the next Stan Lee. Before he passed, Stan Lee had a cameo in at least all of the movies. I don't know if he was in any of the shows, but he had just a quick cameo, just a guy standing around doing. Sometimes he had a line, sometimes he didn't. Just a guy on a bus or a guy in a restaurant or something. Sometimes he'd just say one line and then walk off, and it was fun. There's Stan Lee. I think they should do that with Madisynn. I think Madisynn should just pop up in every single project, every movie, every TV show. She's there at some point. Wherever there happens to be. New York? Yeah. I think that's where she lives, so you would expect to see her wandering around there. But even if it's in Wakanda, yeah, she's there somehow. The Guardians of the Galaxy could be, having a drink at a bar on Nowhere, and inexplicably she's there. No one knows how she got there. Madisynn probably doesn't know how she got there either. She's just swinging with it. Ant-Man's having adventures in the quantum realm. Somehow Madisynn ended up there too. She doesn't need to be a huge part of the plot. Just a quick cameo, much like Stan Lee. She's just always there for some reason. Doesn't even need a line. You can see her stumbling drunkenly across the background. It's like, yep, there's Madisynn. That's what I want. I'm probably not going to get that. But I would enjoy that. And that's really all I require. Because I'm selfish. So, I have no idea how long the Ironheart series is, if it's 6 episodes or 9. I don't know if they're... I'm going to check my calendar real quick. I'm going to guess they're trying to get all the I'm gonna guess they're trying to get all of the Ironheart episodes out before Fantastic Four hits theaters. Um, that would be my guess. So probably gonna finish that show pretty quickly. So I'll talk about that show next week or the week after if I feel I have anything of interest to say about it. Let's see. So I watched some more stuff this week, and the Looney Tunes movie, The Day the Earth Blew Up, which is false advertising because the Earth does not blow up any day. It just doesn't, so that's upsetting. But that's okay. A lot of people are like, oh, it's a Looney Tunes movie, wee! And of course, it was lucky that Zaslav didn't spike the damn thing. But it's on Max now, and I watched it, and oh man, I did not like this movie. I had trouble sitting through it. I paused the movie to clean my bathroom twice. I paused the movie and I went and I scrubbed my toilet. And then I was like, okay, all right, we can do this. I went back and unpaused the movie and I watched it some more. Then I paused it again. I thought, you know what? My tub could use a scrub too. So, yeah, oh man, that movie just did not work for me, which is kind of sad because, I mean, it's Looney Tunes. Who doesn't love the Looney Tunes? I mean, me, I guess. I guess I've never been I don't dislike the Looney Tunes. I've just never liked the Looney Tunes. I think it works fine as 7-minute long individual episodes, but I don't think I want to watch these characters for an hour and a half. I've never been a fan of Porky Pig or Daffy Duck. I mean, it's not like I think the movie's bad. It's, it's attractively animated. The performances are fine. The jokes are well constructed. I just didn't find them funny. In fact, I had one laugh. One actual laugh throughout the entire movie. It's like I recognize the jokes. I'm like, that right there, that's a joke. That is a joke that someone very carefully considered and crafted for our entertainment. That there is a joke. That's a shame it didn't make me laugh, but I appreciate that joke. You do you, joke. You should be proud. You didn't work for me, but I'm sure many had a reaction ranging from a light chuckle to a hearty guffaw. Yeah, man, I did not like that movie, and I felt really bad about it. Because it's like, I want to support the movies, especially when David Zaslav is a jackass and keeps spiking the work of hundreds of people spent years of their lives working on for a tax write-off. That should just, not be a thing that you can do. It's shitty and gross, and nobody likes it. Nobody likes you, David. Nobody likes you. But yeah, I didn't care for the movie, unfortunately. I really liked the fact that the film leans into its sci-fi horror influences. It's actually kind of gross in some ways. I think young children might, be a little creeped out by some of the happenings and imagery of this movie, and that's wonderful. Children should have nightmares. That makes me happy. But yeah, didn't care for the movie. Lee prefers Tiny Toons. Chaos hasn't watched anything because he's living at work. Well, I work from home, so I guess I kind of live at work, or work lives with me. I'm not sure. Let's see. Lee says, WB makes bad decisions. They keep bad stuff and not show the good stuff. Yeah. Do I think it's as bad as Velma? No. Velma is... I don't think The Day the Earth Blew Up is bad. I just didn't like it. And that's maybe a weird distinction. I don't think it's a bad movie. It's just one that didn't connect with me. I didn't care for it. Just wasn't for me. Velma, I think, is just bad. I did not see the second season, because I saw the first season, and I thought it was really bad. I've talked about it before, but we can talk. But it's been a couple of years, I guess, so we can talk about it again. I was actually quite excited for Velma. I was like, oh, a raunchy and even gory version of Scooby Doo. Yeah, okay, that sounds fun. Like the promo art showed Velma in a locker room, screaming because some co-ed had fallen out of a locker and the top of her head was missing and her brain rolled out. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I could get behind this. And then I watched the show, and while many jokes do actually land and land hard, it's actually, there's some really solid joke writing in the show. For me, the biggest problem is the characters are, and the central mystery is actually fine, right? It's convoluted enough and nonsensical, but which to me is, a Scooby-Doo plot. The problem I had with the show is the characters, particularly Velma, are unlikable. And I mean that not in a, oh well, they're anti-heroes. They're not paragons of virtue. No, that's not it. They're genuinely, Velma, the character in the Velma show, is genuinely a horrible and really disgusting human being. She's literally mean to every person she interacts with, and not even in a friendly, sarcastic way. For instance, when I was in a quartet, we'd rib each other all the time. We'd sing a passage and we'd stop and we'd go, okay, all right, that was good. Let's try that one more time. This time without sucking. And that's just kind of the rapport we had with each other on occasion. But it's not like that. It's not playful ribbing. It's not both parties are in on the joke. It's she's just an asshole and she's mean to everybody. And it's completely unclear why anyone would like her. Because personality-wise, she's a garbage human being who's just self-centered and outright mean to people. And she's also physically gross. And what I mean is, she, doesn't engage in the basics of personal hygiene. That's like a point of the show that they make, I think, for humor. It's just not funny, it's gross. She doesn't wash. She doesn't brush her teeth. She literally eats out of the garbage can. And there's two characters who have a crush on her. It's like, I want to kiss her in the face. I'm like, she's eating out of the garbage can. She doesn't change her clothes. She's physically disgusting. She's unclean. It's gross. She's a mean, unpleasant person. And maybe for some, she's so far beyond the pale that swings around to being funny. Maybe. For me, no. I just found it really unpleasant. On balance. As I said, there are a lot of jokes that are very, very funny. But, yeah, it's a bad... I would comfortably call Velma a bad show. Whereas I would call The Day the Earth Blew Up a movie I just didn't like. So, maybe they turned it around in the second season. I doubt that, because my understanding is they did season 1 and season 2 at roughly the same time, so I doubt they had a lot of opportunity for course correction in a second season, because the show was ordered as 2 seasons. They ordered 2 seasons up front, so while they may have still been working on season 2 while season 1 was airing and they were getting feedback, it was probably too late to make much of a course correction, if any. So I don't know how season 2 turned out. I actually didn't hear anyone talk. I don't know if anyone actually watched it. You know, that's the kind of show. You know, I still wouldn't advocate that Max or HBO or whoever bury it. I'd still say, hey, man, it's yours. There are still some really funny jokes in this show. You know, go ahead and put it out there. But I mean, if there's any show that they'd sit on an embarrassment, you'd think it would be something that's genuinely bad. And I don't think The Day the Earth Blew Up is genuinely bad. I don't think it's bad at all. I just think it's not for me. I just don't really connect with like Daffy's humor. It's like, oh, Daffy goes and he jumps around and he hits things. I'm like, that's not entertaining to me. He just annoys me. I'm like, would someone punch this guy in the face? Like some of the I mean, it kind of works in 7-minute spurts, right? For the original short. But in a movie, they're trying to it's like, Daffy, you're my dearest friend. I can trust you with this climactic thing that we're doing here at the climax of this movie, right? And I'm sitting there thinking, no, you shouldn't do that. He's untrustworthy. He is thoroughly complete. He means well, sure, but he is thoroughly untrustworthy. You cannot trust him to pull anything off. He won't do it, ever, under any circumstances. He's like physically incapable of doing it. So, you know, maybe don't doom the world. But I mean, they kind of switch it. It's like, I mean, I'm counting on you to screw up in a very specific way. I'm like, okay, that's kind of dangerous, but sure. I mean, it's again, not bad, just didn't work for me. I don't really care for the characters, which makes it kind of tough for me to sit with them for an hour and a half. Like, 7-minute shorts, sure. Watch a Daffy Duck cartoon, watch a Porky Pig cartoon, or Bugs Bunny, or whoever. Like, I love Wile E. Coyote. I don't know if I want to watch him chase the Roadrunner for an hour and a half. Now, I know there's a movie that Zaslav's also still sitting on, starring the Coyote, but from what I understand, that's, I think he sues the Acme Corporation for faulty equipment or something. Maybe that's something, I don't know. There's more to it than just the Coyote chasing after the Roadrunner. So, but that's the thing. I want to see it and judge for myself. If it's a bad movie, it's a bad movie. Oh well, I've wasted an hour and a half of my finite lifespan. Oh well. It's not as bad as, like, stubbing my little toe on the corner of a coffee table. That's much worse than a bad movie. That's pain. Pain that never leaves you. Oh, you remember that pain. A bad movie, it's like, it's a bad movie. And then you never think about it again. On the other hand, there are a bunch of people on YouTube who just dwell on movies they really don't like. It's like, this movie sucks and I hate it, and I'm going to make 3-hour-long videos every day for the next 6 years talking about this movie I hate. It's like, wow, that seems unhealthy. Maybe the YouTube algorithm shouldn't encourage that. Just a thought. Let's see. Chaos said the CEO of WB recently got his pay cut by the board. Cut, but he didn't get fired. Or, I mean, it's like, oh, I'm making less millions now. But that is true, yes, I read that. I volunteered to do the CEO job for them for a mere 20% of what he makes, and I can't possibly do a worse job. Correct. Just do nothing. Which is what CEOs broadly do. You attend a couple meetings and you go, all right, sounds good. Just don't do anything. And it'll be fine. Yes, Cass, I don't know what you do, but I would put money down that you'd do a better job than David Zaslav. Traveler's Light, there's a name I haven't seen. Hello. I thought it was a breath of fresh air after not seeing anything Looney Tunes related in a long time. Well, that's because David Zaslav pulled all the Looney Tunes projects off of the streaming service. They actually did a couple of years ago a new Looney Tunes show, which I watched the first couple episodes of, and it's very different from it's more of a kind of a situation comedy. uh, sitcom than the original show because it's a half-hour show, and I thought it was pretty well done. I just didn't really. It wasn't for me. It's kind of like I think I just don't really care for the Looney Tunes broadly. Um, but I which is weird because Bugs Bunny used to be part of the Warner Brothers logo. You know, they showed the WB shield and Bugs was standing there in a tux munching a carrot. And it's like, oh no, we don't need that crap anymore. Maybe David Zaslav is like me and he just doesn't care for the Looney Tunes. But I guess the difference between is if I don't like something, I don't want to hide it from those who would. It's like, I don't like this, so none of you get to watch it, harumph. You know, I don't like something. I'm like, well, that's a bummer because I don't get to share the joy, the love, the enthusiasm along with everyone else. I get left out in the dark, in the cold. So cold. Let's see. But glad you liked the movie. Lee says, I don't think that they made Scrappy a villain. I don't like that they made Scrappy a villain. When did they do that? Oh, was it the second live action movie? I didn't see either of the live action movies, so I don't know. Exile, irredeemable and unrepentant? Maybe. Not sure what it's referring to. Chaos says, maybe it would have worked better as Bugs and Daffy. Maybe. I mean, you know, Daffy and Porky is a combo I don't recall seeing, so, you know, that's interesting. Porky's older. Porky has seniority, but Bugs gets all the glory. So anyway, didn't really. But I may not have really cared for the day the Earth blew up, but my bathroom's very clean now. It's sparkly. You could eat off the toilet seat. You wouldn't want to. Please don't do that, but you could. Don't. But that's not the only movie I watched this week. I also watched a movie that I saw advertised. Netflix is. I saw the trailer for this some months ago. It's called K-pop Demon Hunters. Okay, here's the pitch. I was excited for this one because I saw the marketing, and it's one of those. You have a K-pop band, a girl group K-pop band, and they're K-popping along, and they're really popular, and they do their K-poppy thing, and they have their adoring fans, and it's all a front for their real occupation, which is hunting demons. Title kind of gives that away, but it's the premise of the show, so it's fine. We've seen this before, where you have a group of people who are doing some high profile thing, but in the background they're really doing dangerous wet work or something. Yeah, so you've got a K-pop stars who are using their fame and money as a cover to hunt demons. Cool. Here's the twist. The demons don't like that so much, and they decide to fight back by making their own K-pop group. They make a boy band. And that is an amazing... I saw that, I'm like, that's a great premise, I'm in. So I watched it this week, and it's actually good. Not a instant classic, not a masterpiece, but boy, people are drawing a lot of smutty fan art of the show, so it must have struck a chord somewhere. That's how I judge how popular something is, at least in the cultural sense. Is if I'm seeing naughty fan art constantly scrolling past my Facebook feed, Facebook, what are you doing, honestly? I'm like, this seems to be popular. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of fawning, slightly naughty fan art of the characters from K-pop Demon Hunters on my Facebook feed. Nothing explicit or pornographic, but a little saucy. Some characters are being shipped. What I like about this movie is it's actually a musical. Now, I knew there was going to be music in it, but it's actually a musical with both diegetic and non-diegetic music, which is I love music, even bubblegum pop. And funny enough, the song that introduces the boy band is literally a pop song. I think they're singing about soda pop. You're my soda pop, my little soda pop. And it's so stupid. It's this overly saccharine garbage pop song that's just really catchy. And it's funny because the leads the our titular demon hunters are listening to this crap and they're like, that is annoying, and they're like moving their shoulders like, oh god, that is annoyingly catchy. And it's like, yeah, it is. It's garbage, but it's catchy garbage. Um, the jokes, like, I think they lean a bit. I think someone was a real fan of the aesthetic used in. It's using that animating on twos style that was popularized by the Spider-Verse movie, and it's using a lot of the anime expired extreme expressions used in Turning Red from a couple years back, only dialed up not quite to 11, maybe 10.7. I think they go a little bit too far. They might want to have dialed that back a bit, but most of it does work and plays well. The music's pretty solid. The music's good. It's pop music, but it's good pop music. I like the fact that I was expecting it to. I didn't know who did the. It's a Sony movie, so I didn't know that going in. I'm like, oh, this isn't going to be in Korean. This is going to be in English, which to me is kind of weird because it's Korean pop stars in Korea fighting Korean demons. It should be in Korean, but I mean, whatever. I did admire the fact that they liberally sprinkle Korean words and phrases throughout the lyrics of most of the songs. So I thought that was a nice touch. Um, Interestingly, I also watched Sisu last night, which is ornery dude kills the shit out of Nazis kind of a movie, and it's great. But I was expecting it to. I didn't expect it to be in English because it's about a Finnish dude in Finland killing the shit out of Nazis in World War II. I kind of expected it to be in Finnish and German, but it's in English, which is fine. But I was like, oh wait, do I have it on the wrong language? Both of these movies, I was like, oh wait, what's the original language? I think I'm on the wrong language. No, they're both English. Although there is some Finnish dialogue in the movie, but anyway, K-pop Demon Hunters. There's also a cat in it, and that pushes it over the top. Not entirely successful. I think the script could have used one more pass. I mean the narrative and the characters and those characters' arcs all work. I think it could have been a little bit stronger with a little bit more bit and polish. As an example, the mother character, the lead singer of the gals group, she's an orphan and she was taken in by one of the singers of the original group that they spun off of, because this is a legacy. They've been doing this K-pop Demon Hunter crap for generations now, right? The mom character kind of drops out of the movie towards the climax. It's like, so what happened with the mom character? Are we forever estranged? Are we reconciling? Did she die? Yeah, she just kind of drops out of the narrative. Not a huge deal. It doesn't really hurt the movie, but there are little things like that I think could have been improved with another pass. Did I mention there's a big blue demon kitty in it, which is amazing. He's so fluffy. Anyway, K-pop Demon Hunter. Demon Hunters. I quite enjoyed it. So yay. Let's see. I also not a movie, but I started watching a TV show that I've been meaning to watch for a long time, just never got around to. um, Poker Face, which is another in a long line of uh, murder of the week television shows. So kind of like you know, Columbo or Murder She Wrote or Poirot or something like that, right? Some person is incredibly unlucky, and wherever they go, someone friggin' gets murdered. I don't know. Jessica Fletcher needs to like carry a damn rabbit's foot, or people need to run screaming when they see her because wherever she goes, someone dies. That's why they moved that at that show after a couple seasons. They moved it out of whatever small town in Maine she was located in, because it's like, okay, it's been like 4 seasons. Um 75 people are dead now. That's about a quarter of the population of this small town. We're gonna have to take Jessica Fletcher on the road, because otherwise no one would stay in this town. At least it worked with Columbo, because someone dies, he's the police officer, right? That's who you call when someone's murdered. Um, so this show is about a woman who is well, on the run from mobsters, essentially. And as she's trying to live off the grid, man, she is just so unlucky. She keeps running into people who get murdered. And she uses her amazing supernatural power of being able to tell when people are lying to solve the murders. So it's not presented as supernatural, but she for some reason has the power to just tell when people are lying to her. She can't tell what the truth is, but if someone says, "I did not murder anybody last night," she's like, "Bullshit. I can tell that's just not a true statement." Um, which you might think, well, that makes everything really, really easy, right? No, the show's actually really well written. They rope our lead character Charlie into all of these scenarios in interesting, believable ways. Um, I mean, it's an amazing. You completely buy that she'd be here. Like, it's like, oh, she's actually touring with a band that was popular in the '90s. Oh, she's at a barbecue with a bunch of people who sell dental floss. It's like the show does a really great job introducing how the hell she ended up here. It's just a weird and untenable coincidence that someone gets murdered everywhere she goes. But that's the nature of these shows. I don't know if there's a way around that. Although I've always had an idea for a show like this where it's the person who's the amateur sleuth who's solving these murders is actually the murderer. So the show would be about a person who goes around who's a serial killer and goes around killing people, but stages it to blame it on an innocent person, and they pretend to be the sleuth who figures it out. I'm like, that could be a show. Maybe that's like Dexter or something. I don't know. Somewhere along those lines, I guess. Um, anyway, back to Poker Face. Good show. Really quite liking it. One of the things I really admire about it is Charlie mentions in the first episode that this superpower of hers is not as useful as you might think. And they do a nice job of showing that. It's actually kind of a pain in the ass. You know how people say, "Hey, how you doing?" And you say, "I'm great." You're probably lying. Most people are. Life is hard. Things are rough. But when people ask us how we are, we're like, "Oh, we're fine. We're good. Never been better." That's not true. Now imagine being someone who can physically feel every lie. It's like, I don't want to talk to anybody because everyone just lies about small, dumb, unimportant crap all the time. Everything everyone ever says is like a lie. That must be obnoxious and annoying. It's also does a really nice job of Charlie is not a police officer, and she's trying to stay off the grid so the people who are trying to kill her can't find her. So a lot of times, it's not a matter of how can Charlie figure out who the murderer is? How can Charlie uh, prove who the murderer is? Usually she can about halfway or 60% of the way through the episode. The hard part is, what do I do about it? I'm just, I can tell, I know who did it, I know how they do it, but I mean, what do I do about it? I'm not the police. I can't really even talk to the police because I'm on the run. I need to stay off the grid, so I'm a little limited in what I can do. So a lot of the episodes, I've only seen like 4 so far, but it's like she knows who did it, she knows how, but she's like, I don't know what to do about it though. How do I bring these people to justice? I think they're gonna get away with it. There's just nothing I can do. This sucks. And at least so far, she's always managed to figure a smart way to get them caught. And that's pretty cool. But what I really wanted to point out was how the third episode handles a taboo. A taboo of all cinema. One of the unspoken rules of cinema is you don't kill the dog. Your audience, by and large, will turn on you if you kill the dog. I'm fine with it. I'm a cat person. But most people will lean back with their arms crossed and be checked out of the movie or show for the entire thing. They'll be like, you killed the dog. I don't care if you tell really funny jokes from now on. I'm not going to like it because you killed the dog. I don't care if there's an amazing fight scene. I'm not going to enjoy it because you killed the dog. Explosions? You killed the dog. You could parade a bunch of really attractive naked people across the screen, and I will not be entertained because you killed the dog. So, filmmakers and showrunners, they know to be very careful and, make sure that, Fido lives. Like, oh no, aliens came down and blew up the entire town. Oh, there's Fido running out of the rubble. Fido's fine. Everyone else is dead, but the dog lived. It's fine. Well, in episode 3 of Poker Face, someone kills a dog. I mean, beats it to death with a length of wood. And you might say, wow, how did this get picked up for a second season if they killed the dog in episode 3? Well, the writers were very smart. You see, this dog that was beaten to death with a length of wood, audiences are okay with it because that dog was a white nationalist. Exile says it only works in werewolf movies. Yeah, the dog is really racist. It's a fascist little shit. So, when someone beats the dog to death with a length of wood, it's like, good. Fluffy little bigot. Actually, the dog lives. Which I thought was kind of a cop-out, because I thought that was a really funny way to get around, it's a really racist dog, so it's fine. Still a dog, though, so they played it safe, and the dog lives. Still racist, but, they found him a home with at least a guy who pretends to be racist. So, the dog seems to be fine by the end. I just thought the conceit was really, really funny. That's like, no. See, it's okay to kill the dog. The dog's a Nazi. Yeah, speaking of in Sisu, the show I watched last night, which is about a guy who just murders the shit out of Nazis. The Nazis have two dogs, and the dogs are fine. No one hurts the dogs. Dogs are fine. There's actually a third dog in the movie. That dog's fine too. A horse steps on a landmine and gets exploded. So the horse doesn't make it, but the 3 dogs do. The 3 dogs and the people who are not Nazis. The people who are Nazis get gloriously eviscerated, as well they should. Maybe it was a Nazi horse. Nah, I don't think it was a Nazi horse. I think it was just a horse that stepped on a landmine. So, um, yeah. So the moral of the story is, if you ever want to kill a dog or a kid in a movie or a TV show, make him a Nazi. Because then the audience is fine with it. You killed the dog. That dog was a Nazi. Oh, it's all right then. So, so yeah, Poker Face. Enjoying the show. Been a while since I've watched a murder of the week type show. So, all right. Let's see. How many frames? No frames dropped. Okay, so last week we had to cut our a Sunday stream because I was just dropping frames again, and hopefully the problem appears to be something on my end. I don't know what's changed. I don't know why that's been a problem 2 out of the last 3 weeks. I've made a couple changes. There's OBS has a setting for network optimization, so I have that check marked. Hopefully that helps. I've also reconnected my streamer to a different server. Maybe that will help. I've also whitelisted OBS on my antivirus software. Maybe my antivirus software was like catching something with OBS and blocking it. Maybe that hadn't been a problem before, but so it's been working flawlessly tonight, so hopefully it will continue tomorrow, and we'll be able to explore Nord in Cold Steel 2. So, that's it for me. I hope y'all have a lovely evening, and, fingers crossed that we'll be able to Sunday stream tomorrow. So, looking forward to it. Hope you are too. Until then, have a great night, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.